Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of Chasing Goats, where we're searching for one of the greatest baseball players of all time in Barry Bonds' rookie card in the 1989 Topps Traded set. This is a really great set in the fact that it has a ton of fantastic rookies. So in here you're going to find the Barry Bonds, Bo Jackson, Will Clark, Jose Canseco, Andres Galarraga, Kevin Mitchell, and Bobby Bonilla rookie cards. So this is an absolutely loaded set, so I'm excited to open it up today. I purchased this on eBay. It was about $39 plus shipping, so it was right around $50 mark, which these have gone up a tremendous amount, and mostly because of the cards that are in there. Right now, some PSA 10 Barry Bonds are selling between $600 and $1,000. They're all over the place. Bo Jackson's PSA 10s are selling between $700 and $800. Will Clark's selling for around $100 for PSA 10. Jose Canseco around $125. So there's just a lot of really great cards, rookie cards that are found in here, and I'm excited to open this up. So when I bought it, it said that this was a, let me point that down a little bit. It said that this was a factory sealed case, so I really hope that it is. We'll take a look. So as you can see, this is really their factory sealing right there. This is tape, and you know it does look factory sealed. It looks about the right color for tape of this age. So hopefully they're all in there. We'll find out here in a second. So besides those great rookie cards that are in here, there's also some other cards. Tom Seaver, Phil Niekro, Ken Griffey Sr., and a few other good cards. So first look. They look like they're all in there. Everything looks to be pretty decent, so we'll find out. They're not wanting to come out too well. There we go. So I'll put those right there. We have one hanging out in there. Ricky Wright's sticking in there, so. All right, so just kind of looking at these cards, they are really good looking cards. The black is kind of susceptible to some of the cracking, which is why these are sometimes hard to get graded in good grading such as PSA 10s. But yeah, your typical back of a Topps, that's kind of what they look like. So let's go ahead and start looking through these and see if we can find those goats that we're hunting for. Bob McClure, Jeff Robinson, Davis is our checklist. So I'm actually really excited for this set because as a Giants fan, this has oh, there's our Tom Seaver card. So put him off to the side. And actually there's a 86 Fleer packed where I'm also going to look for Barry Bonds' Fleer updated card in there. So one of the great things about this set is, if you're a Giants fan, is, you know, Will Clark, Barry Bonds, Kevin Mitchell, between the 80s and 90s, those are some of the biggest names in Giants uniforms. So I'm excited for looking for those players. Will Clark is my all-time favorite player. And so being able to find his 86 Topps update card is really exciting. I've actually never owned that card, so I figured it was time to go ahead and buy a box. These cards do look like they're in fairly good condition. Bob Kipper. Again, just the edges I think are, you know, the biggest thing. The corners look good. Everything looks sharp on them. The centering looks fairly, no, that one's not very good, but for the most part, the centering has been pretty decent on these cards so far. But yeah, those black edges are just hard to get looking good. So there's the first one we're looking for, Will Clark. So that is a beautiful card. Looks maybe slightly, no, the centering does look pretty good. So Will Clark, I wonder if he's ever going to get into the Hall of Fame. He has some great stats. He is a lifetime 300 hitter. I think his lifetime was 303. He played for 17 years, I believe, or no, maybe it wasn't 17 years, but he had 2,176 hits and 284 home runs. So Pretty good. I think Don Baylor, put him over here also. I think one of the biggest complaints about him ever getting to the Hall is, he did retire a little bit early. And there's stats projected that if he were to play until his 40s, that, he would have had over 2,700 hits, and he would have had over 350 home runs, which, again, that wouldn't guarantee him in the Hall, but it'd be a lot closer. But hitting over 300 during the 80s, that's pretty impressive. There wasn't a lot of players who were able to do that, and especially over the lifetime of his career. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think he'll ever get in there? Terry Francona, you guys know him obviously as the manager today, but that was back when he was a player. So I would say his chances are probably somewhere between 30, maybe 40%, maybe 45% that he ever gets in. Oh, there's Ken Griffey. So that's Ken Griffey Sr. Cool looking card. I mean, just got a big happy smile on him. Again, another great player that, his son gets all the credit, but he was still a legitimate player with pretty solid averages and nice long career. I think after this, Yankees, then he went on to A's, and then later went on to the Mariners, and when he played with his son. So Bo Jackson, that is a beautiful card. That is absolutely one of our GOATs that we are chasing. So it looks good. You can see there is some white along the edges, but the corners look crisp, and it looks like there possibly is some print defects, but that is a absolutely beautiful card. One I've never owned, I've always wanted. A little bit of a blue dot, but for the most part, the corners look good. There's no creases or anything. So really sharp, nice looking card. I'm excited to have that one. I was actually watching a video not long ago about Bo Jackson, and I did not know that when he was in his last year in college, he was playing baseball, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had asked him to go out there to just kind of check him out. Mike Lacoste is one of our local guys. My kids actually play with his grandson. They live down the street from us. But anyways, he went out to Tampa Bay while he was still playing baseball, and that actually ruled him ineligible. And he was so upset by what Tampa Bay had did that he refused to work for him. And so they drafted him, and he just didn't play. He went and played baseball. And that's why a few years later, I believe it was 2 years later, when the Raiders drafted him and said, hey, you can continue to play baseball. Just come play football when you're done with baseball. He was excited to do that. But I did not know that Tampa Bay had kind of did him wrong. Kevin Mitchell, there's another one of the rookies. So again, as a Giants fan, watching him make that one-handed catch, played on the highlight reels forever and ever. But there's a ton of interest right now in Bo Jackson again. A lot of people remembering their youth and just watching him play. I also watched the game where him and Deion Sanders played against each other. I think they played a few times, but in one of the games, Bo Jackson actually hit 3 home runs, and I believe he dislocated his shoulder, or else he probably would have gone on to hit some more home runs. Robbie Thompson, another Giants great during the time, playing second base for him. It was, growing up, he was fun to watch. So I'm going to keep him in my keep pile. Bob Ojeda, also another local guy. Yep, right there, Visalia, California. So another local guy. I love keeping our local guys. And then a Wally Joyner. Is that his rookie? That is Wally Joyner's rookie card. So cool. I didn't know he was in there. So I will keep him also. But here's Mike's. Let's see. Does it say? Nope, doesn't show his hometown, but I know he played high school baseball in our community and has lived there ever since. So, all right. So it looks like we got most of them. We're definitely missing the Barry Bonds. There we go. Here he is. So Barry Bonds rookie card. That is the hit. That is a beautiful looking card. So again, I think this is probably gonna be a little off-centered. Definitely from top to bottom, and probably a little more card on the right than the left, but I've always wanted this card. I've never owned it, and that is just super exciting to own this card. So Again, a little chip up there, but still one of the most iconic cards, and I am excited to own that. So that is fantastic. Yeah, Barry Bonds, I mean, he truly is one of the greatest GOATs of all time. Interesting stats about him is he actually only made 60 grand his rookie season, and he actually never hit 3,000 hits, which is kind of shocking to most people. He actually was 65 hits short of 3,000, but he's the only member of the 500 club, which means he's hit 500 home runs and 500 stolen bases. Andres Galarraga, another one we're looking for. He's actually would be the only member of the 400 club, which just shows you how impressive Barry Bonds was in his day. There's Bobby Bo. On top of that, I remember during his home run breaking season, he actually had more intentional walks than number 2 had in walks for the whole season. So he was intentionally walked, I can't remember how many times, like almost 700 times during his career. And I think number 2, Hank Aaron, had like 300 walks. And so it just goes to show that the respect that people had for Barry Bonds back in the day. But growing up, there was nobody better than watching Barry Bonds smashing home runs and hitting them out into the cove out there. And I think to this day, he still has over 50% of all the home runs that have landed in the cove out there. And there is one of the last ones, Jose Canseco. So cool card. Also another one I've never owned. Kind of funny, his face on there, just acting like he doesn't care. But Jose Canseco, when he was good, he was unstoppable. So he is one of 4 players in the 40-40 club with Barry Bonds, who we've been talking about, Alex Rodriguez, and Alfonso Soriano. So in 1988, he hit 42 home runs and had 40 stolen bases, which is by far the most stolen bases he's ever had in his career. So he just had that one just phenomenal year, and he did go on to have quite a few home runs. He got pretty close to 500 homers. I think he had 462 home runs. So it looks like that is it. We got all the cards we wanted. So I think these are all just stuck over here, and yep, we got all the hits. So thanks for joining me today. We were able to get all these GOATs, and I'm glad nobody had gotten into this box because I've wanted these cards for a long time. But absolutely, the Barry Bonds and Will Clark and Bo Jackson are probably 3 of my favorite. Yeah, I'd have to throw a Jose Canseco in there also. But cool cards. I'm excited to put these in my personal collection. So thanks for joining me, and continue chasing the GOATs, guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.